Hello and welcome to video 14 of watching me start a business. Currently we are looking at various options of how to move forward, and one of those was a Kickstarter and the Ray Bradbury challenge. So I'm going to take you through some of the pros and cons, my thinking, and in another video I'll show you the commercial models that are options. So firstly, a Kickstarter isn't a business, but what it does allow you to do is it allows you to test demand and if there's actually a product that people want. So there's a lot of pros and cons of Kickstarter. Like, one of them is, especially with board games, how they become very over bloated or take a long time, or potentially don't even get delivered, or don't get delivered to the quality that people want. However, people willing to part with that much money can show gaps that are missing. So you've got areas like Kingdom Death Monster, which took forever to deliver, and he did give significant value to the backers, especially the later backers, the early backers that had their product delivered up to 10 years later. From memory, it's 5-10 years later. But they paid not that much for a product that got bloated, and that bloat to some people was significant value, but some other people felt that they just wanted what was promised and they didn't need all that extras. And what you're talking about is significant. So what it started at was quite simple, but then as feedback from testers of the games, they were able to figure out more and meet more of what they wanted. And then you did have COVID through that, which helped blow out timelines. And then you've got areas like Brandon Sanderson's, who's done very well, had one of the best Kickstarters out there, and just meets a need. But he's done a lot to develop his brand and pipeline, and from what I read, he did like 220 book conferences and like Comic Cons and all those kind of things, and just absolutely built demand before he did his Kickstarter. And so they're some of the more successful Kickstarters, but they really established the demand or how you can build your own pipeline. And I looked and I tried to see what the options are, and they were the Ray Bradbury challenge, which I'll talk about. They were visual mathematics and math without equations. So that will allow me to test these ideas quite quickly. One of the issues with Kickstarter is the best ones look very polished, which I don't have any issue with that, but it does slow down how quickly you can test the idea. So the Ray Bradbury challenge is one that I've decided to go for because everyone and anyone can get better with their English and or language and understanding of what that skill is. Growing it, the more you can articulate, the more succinctly you can be. Eminem read a dictionary to be able to understand his command of the English language mastery. So what the Ray Bradbury challenge is, what you've got to do from this night forward is stuff your head with more different things from various fields. I'll give you a program to do every night, very simple program. For the next 1,000 nights before you go to bed every night, read one short story. That'll take you 10-15 minutes. Okay, then read one poem a night from history or poetry. Stay away from modern poems. It's crap, it's not poetry, it's not poetry. Now, if you want to kid yourself and write lines that look like poems, go ahead and do it, but you'll go nowhere. Read the great poems. Read back, go back and read Shakespeare, read Alexander, Pope, read Robert Frost. But one poem a night, one short story a night, and one essay a night for the next 1,000 nights. From various fields: archaeology, zoology, biology, all the great philosophers of time, comparing them. Read the essays of Aldous Huxley, read Lauren Isley, great anthropologist. I want you to read essays in every field on politics, analysing literature, pick your own, but that means that every night then, before you go to bed, you're stuffing your head with one poem, one short story, one essay. At the end of 1,000 nights, you'll be full of stuff, won't you? Now, I really like that. It's something that I've looked at before, and I've even developed a software which I got coded, which would look up words that you did, go to a thesaurus, give you a lot of other ideas, and that was really good. But I really like the idea of reading widely, and I absolutely love reading. So I love things like my business book frameworks, like Strategizer. They're absolutely fantastic. They give you the concept that you need to do. Love the psychology books like Thinking Fast and Slow. That's just a random book I got for Christmas, but hey, it's kind of like crosswords and Sudoku. It's fun to read. Then you've even got these amazing, fantastic fantasy books like the Necronomicon by Lovecraft, which is a hugely broad discussion. I grew up with this stuff, known for being a racist and a xenophobe. The stories are absolutely fantastic, and it allows you to have a good conversation about stories and time and the influences on culture. Like the back of this, it says, Lovecraft opened the way for me as he has done for others before me. Stephen King. There is books which have so much history and depth, like this one that's part of the Malazan Book of the Fallen Empire. Each book, 1,000+ pages long. It has a 300-page PDF that you can find simply to help you understand the book. In the 10 books of this series, I think there's over 650 characters. You've got the other ones like Personal MBA, Clear Thinking. I would show you my bookcase, but it's all packed up in storage. And so you can see the theme of those books that I was reading. And once I started reading the Bradbury Challenge, I went to the library and picked up all the ones that he kind of suggests. And that was just an interesting audiobook. I love audiobooks as well. And so in picking up these books from the library, it just really opened my mind. It meant I didn't have to commit to them financially. Gory. Did not realize how gory he was. And so as I was doing the Ray Bradbury Challenge, I actually found out about it from a book group that I was at for writers, and there's a lady doing it, and she committed to writing the 1,000 words every week, which is great. If you read, you need to write. But when I looked at it online, a whole heap of people started it, but I haven't seen anyone that finished it. And there's Discord groups, they all patter out after 100 days. Sure, but it's the fundamental concept, and not a lot of people are talking about it. The fundamental concept of needing to improve your language so that you can use your search on the internet, you can talk to people, you can network. Your limitation of English should always be strived to be improved upon. Once again, language, whatever your language is, should always be strived upon to be grown, to be able to get the outcome or articulate it as best as you can. So there's a lot of areas which can be refined upon, which is 1,000 days is a long time. It's going to last you for the rest of your life, but it's an incredibly long time. It's not broken up into small chunks. The quality that it gives you is high, but potentially hard to find. So I'm looking at it going, I could potentially do something. Now, it will require a significant effort, so I have to make sure that it's worth my time if people want it. But I can break up into a nightly challenge where you grab a couple of hours, you go off and you read while you're on holidays, or as part of your Friday night, Saturday night ritual. 3-day, 5-day, 7-day, 30-day challenge. And you can break it up, you can pick what you want. So if you want to expand your thinking and access to imagination. There's a whole heap of ones that I could set up for a 3-day challenge. Let's expand that. And I can provide the list of what they are. I can provide where there's overlap and make a schedule, and I could even create a template. Now, I'll go into the commercial models in another video. This is already twice the length of what I wanted to. I'm trying to cut down to 5 minutes, but it's going to be one of those things where I'll have to really look at it, figure out and map it to my North Star, and then take it from there. So thanks for joining me on helping you understand how I'm wanting to, oh, most importantly, why I'm wanting to potentially focus on the Kickstarter with the Ray Bradbury. Thank you very much.